One of my very favorite online tools is Google Forms. And the best part is it's free. I use it all the time for my online business. I literally have hundreds of forms and they are an important part of my business. And I want you to be able to use them too. If you've been confused by tutorials in the past, this is the video for you because we are going to keep it simple, sweetheart. I'm Michelle Fox from Boss Babes Online, and today we're going to make a very simple, basic Google form. Yes, it can do lots of amazing things. There are add ons that you can obtain for free that will send automatic replies or where you can collect payment. There are, lots and lots of things that you can add to it. But bottom line, a Google form is a form they fill out online and you can obtain their contact information. They can sign up or register for an event. They can give you feedback. They can do an opinion poll, answer a quiz. And yes, you can sell digital products. You can do all kinds of things. But what I want you to understand is that it is just a simpler, quicker way. Therefore, you're working smarter, not harder, to collect information. So, for example, when I do parties for my direct sales business, there is a form that they fill out that gives all of their contact information, but I also get their birthday and even their anniversary and who's their secret Santa, who should I contact with their wish list, all kinds of stuff. Rather than having them take the time to fill that out physically at a party, I can send them a link to a Google form and they can click on that link, fill out that information, and then I have it in advance and I've got a record of it. Okay. So we're going to keep it very, very, very simple and do that. All right. So let's go to Google Forms. We're going to do it step by step, and I promise I'm going to make it simple. All right. So you just want to put in your search bar Google Forms. Let's expand this. And sure enough, we want to go to the online form creator in Google Workspace, or you could just go right to your Google Forms sign in. Going there, rather than just going to like your Google Drive, is going to give you more options. I'll show you the difference. So when we do the Google Forms or Google Forms sign in, let's do this one. You're going to go to Forms. And here you're going to see a bunch of templates, and the templates are a great starting point. So if, for example, all you're doing is collecting contact information, you could click on this and it's already pretty much ready made for you. You might adjust a couple things, but it's pretty much done. But you can get feedback. You can have them register for an event. So many more things. There are personal work, education. Like I said, you can create a quiz. You can sell products. I mean, there's so many things that you could do. The other way to get there doesn't show you the templates. I'm not sure why. I don't like that. But like, for example, if I go to Google Drive, which I've got saved in my favorites, and I say that I want to create a new form, it just starts the form for me. It doesn't show me the templates. So to me, the better way is to go to, type in Google Forms in your search bar, go there, go to Forms, and then look through your template and decide which one you want to use. Okay. So let's say we're just going to obtain information from that person. So click on this one, and I'm just going to show you the basics, basics, basics. Okay. Things that we're going to talk about. You can change the color. You can change the font. You decide what questions are required and what are optional. And you decide what pop-up message comes when they finish completing it. So all of that, very, very simple. Then I'm going to show you how you get the link so that you can share this with people. Okay. So let's say that we are in beauty, like I am, and then we want more of a feminine, a softer look. We want something with pinks. You can change the theme of this right here by clicking this palette looking thing, and that's where you're going to customize your theme. So you can change the text. You can change the header image. That's the image right here. You can change the color scheme. I'm looking at this. That's fine. I'm not that concerned about the text, but let's do something different with the image. You can use one of their themes, which they've got lots of really beautiful photo images. So if uploading your own overwhelms you, just use one of theirs. Okay. Anytime that you start feeling like, oh, this seems too complicated, it's too hard, it's too much, keep it simple. All right. You probably don't have to change very much. So I'm just kind of zipping through here looking for, let's see what's on other. Ooh, these are pretty. Let's use this one. Okay. So that's a pretty one. I like the colors in there. So when that changes, these over here, these colors are going to change too. And you get to choose what the prevalent color is. So that's going to be the color of this line and your options for the background. So right now it's red. Watch what happens when I click on green. Green, it turns this green, but then it also makes the background light green. If you want it darker, you can choose a darker green. If you think, I don't want any of that, I want purple, you can go over here and choose purple, and then it changes it to purple, okay? If you did want to change the font, that's very, very simple. And you've got lots of fonts to choose from. So you could change it, so that it's got a serif font or whatever you want to do. Okay. That part's not really that important. But all right. So we've got our colors, our fonts, we've got a banner, so to speak. What do they call it? They call it a header. Here's where you want to have like your big statement. Okay. Let's see, we will call this, let's say we are getting their contact information, but we want this to have a little more spice to it. um, let's just say welcome, and then down here we'll say, I can't wait to get to know you, fill out your contact details below, and I'll send you a welcome message with a free offer, something like that. Whatever, whatever you're going to do. All right. So right now it's set up. We can get rid of this. Anything with the red asterisk is required. So when people fill out their information, unless you're mailing them something right now, like they bought something and you need their physical address, usually they're more willing to just give you their first name and their email. So, and that's good for me. You want to start establishing an email list. So that's really our priority anyway. So we would like to get their name. And, I don't really care if I get their whole name. I'll just even put first name on there. Email, we want that required. So both of these, let's see. Yeah, that's required. First name is required. You can tell by the red asterisk. Email is required, red asterisk. We're going to get rid of these. So you can get rid of them with this, the little trash can thing. Comments, maybe. So we want first name, email. Then maybe you could say something like, if you have any questions for me, post them here. Okay. But that's not required, okay? Because they might not have a question for you. And that's it. Your form is done, okay? So some things that we can do to finish this up. This is where you'll see your responses when they start coming in. If you want to create a sheet for your responses, so, it's like an Excel spreadsheet, you can do that, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to go to settings. Make this a quiz. So that is only if there are like right answers. So this would be a quiz. Like if you are a teacher and this is a quiz that you're allowing your students to take online, that's a quiz. But when it's an opinion poll or something like that, it's not a quiz. So we typically are not going to use that. Responses, how are they collected? All right, this is a big one. I'm going to explain why, but it's not so much that you understand why as you just remember the rule, okay? We want to get their email. That is true. But if you say that Google Forms needs to collect their email, that's different. That is basically requiring them to have a Gmail address and a Google account before they can access the form. So we do not do this. Okay. It seems like something we would want to say yes to, but you don't. All right. I'll show you more about that in a second. And I think it'll help really drive the point home. But at this point, we've not changed anything. They don't really need a copy of their response. I don't like them to be able to edit their response, especially when it's just you're asking for their name and email. Don't have to do that. Limit to one response. I usually leave that on, but you just kind of go through and logically whatever you want it to be. Then the presentation. Here's the one that you might want to tweak a little bit. So there's a message that pops up after they submit. And so thanks for submitting your contact info is fine. In other cases, like if this is a way of getting a freebie, then I might say, keep an eye on your inbox, your freebie's on the way. So this is where you can change that thing that pops up as soon as they are done. Okay. We don't need to change any of that really. I don't think we need any of this either. No, we don't need any of that. Okay. So it's pretty much ready to go. I know it's too easy it's crazy, right? So you can click on this little eyeball to preview it and see what it looks like to other people. And you can even fill it out yourself to make sure that, it's working correctly. So right now, um, let's just do that, Michelle. All right, I don't have any other questions. I'm going to hit submit. Let's watch and see if our message comes up. Welcome. Thanks for submitting your contact info. So that's fine. It worked perfectly. So the next question is, well, how do I get this to them? How do I get this to people? All right. So now I'm back in the edit mode. Okay. I can tell that I'm editing rather than filling it out because of these little doohickeys over here. When you want to send it to someone, you click send. You can just simply enter their email address and email the link. That's pretty simple. But for the most part, we want to get a link that we can post. So this is the link to this form that is very long. We want to shorten it. So now we can copy that shorter link and share that wherever you want to share it. So, kind of a common place might be to go to Facebook. And let's say in your private group. Okay, where am I? Discussion. Here I am. Okay. In your private group, you want to say something like, click here to provide your contact info. And then you paste that link in there. Okay. And it's going to actually show them the form, which is kind of cool. So that is a Google form. That's how simple it is. I'm going to show you a couple of other things to make it a little more sophisticated, but still simple. A little bit more sophisticated. Okay. So now we've got a response. We've got a response from me. So let's say when you've got like several of them and you have to page through one at a time, that's kind of a hassle. So that's when you want to link it to a spreadsheet. Create a new spreadsheet. Yep, go ahead and create that. I'll show you what that looks like. And now we want to view it. All right, so now this is when they filled it out. This is the information, the first name, the email, and then if there's any questions, it would be right here. If you want to make this wider, you can do it like that. So now you've got a spreadsheet with that information. That is really nice too, and it's free. Free is for me. So if I'm just going to show you a couple of things that really are simple, okay? There is something called an add-on, and you can do all kinds of things with these forms, but something that I think is really important is that they get like an email coming back. So like they get a pop-up message that yes, your information has been received. That's all fine and dandy, but it's very classy for them to actually get an email reply where you can be a little more wordy, where you can be like, oh my gosh, thanks so much for signing up for my whatever. I really appreciate this opportunity to get to know you. And I think I mentioned before, like maybe you could even say, if you're interested in a free sample, or if you would like my top 10 beauty products for summer, click here. If you want to provide something like that, you would need to do it through an add-on. Just so that you know some of the things that Google Forms can do, I'm going to show you a few of them that I've made so that you see the variety of options. We're not going to get into details. So if that's something that you want, you can certainly look for a video that's a little more detailed. But we just did one that collects contact information. That's really easy. Here's something where I created a quiz. So this is not a quiz in the sense of that there's a right answer. This is really like I'm just asking for their thoughts. So they get to tell me, their responses to different things. You can have it be where they can only choose one, that's multiple choice, or you can have check boxes where they can choose more than one. So that's kind of cool to know. This is a way that I gave a freebie. They just gave me their name and email, but in the thank you email that comes to them, it delivered the freebie. So you can use Google Forms to deliver freebies. This was an evaluation of a course that I offered just so that I know how to improve on it. And they could do it anonymously, or they could provide their name if they wanted to be quoted. So like I said, you can, like right in here, name is optional. You can decide if you want things to be optional or required. This was a customer profile for a party. Like I said in the beginning, that if I want to get all that information ahead of time to save time at the party, I do that quite often. And something that I want to point out with this one is that I don't start out asking their name and address and birthday. I start out asking the fun stuff. All right. So start out with something that they want to answer, and then you can collect all the other information at the end. So this starts out with, hey, what's your skin tone? What's your skin type? What are you interested in? And then when they move on to the next section, then they give me their contact information. Okay. Because you want them, when they click it, you want them to want to fill it out. So make it as fun and as simple as possible. This is something that I use in order to give people a freebie when they become my customer. They fill this out and they get to choose what free sample they want. And, ask a couple other questions, give them an opportunity to ask me questions. Let's see if there's anything else that's kind of different. Oh, here's one where I actually sold a course using a Google form. It explains what the course is about. They give me their information, and then I used an add-on to collect their payment through PayPal. So you can do so many things with the Google form. Really, it's like the sky's the limit. But I think it's really important that you just make a couple of really simple ones to get some confidence built up. See that it's so easy to use. It really is. And then when you have specific questions like, okay, why would I want to change this, or how do I share this, or how do I shorten the link, how do I make the link easier to remember, you can look that up, and there will be videos on those specific things. Okay, there are tons of videos available for you to learn how to use Google Forms. This is just the beginning, the starter point. The whole point that I'm trying to make is that it's easier than you think, and it is to your advantage to start using them for your business. The more you use them, the more confident you'll become, the more opportunities you'll see to use them. And someday you'll be like me and have hundreds of them. So hopefully you got something out of this. I really tried to make it short and to the point. If you did enjoy it, give me a thumbs up for this video. That always encourages me. If you subscribe to Boss Babes Online, that is also a great encourager for me, and it helps me accomplish some of my goals. If you know somebody else that would benefit from this, go ahead and share it. And if you have any comments, questions, thoughts, certainly let me know. I respond to every single one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.